Alrighty, I want to thank everybody for watching. This one will be my Windows 7. Windows 7 was actually a very good operating system. Only problem is Microsoft stopped support. I'm sure there's a lot of people at home probably still running this operating system because it's a great operating system. They haven't had any problems. Well, with support stopped, that means you don't get any updates, you don't get any security patches, you don't get anything. So this is why I'm doing this video. With all the mischief and all this stuff going on right now, and a lot of misinformation, a lot of, oh man, how would I say this? Fraud, scams, lying, phishing, malware, Trojans, now ransomware. You need to make sure you're updated and secure and running the latest versions of everything. There is a simple remedy to this that a lot of people don't know and probably aren't aware of. Is you can upgrade to Windows 10 for free. If you're running Windows 7, 8, 8.1, you can upgrade using those product keys to Windows 10. I mentioned it in all the other videos I've done. Might as well mention it in this one because you may not watch those other videos because you're running Windows 7. You can upgrade for free. Most computers will run it. It might be somewhat very slow. I've run it on single, I don't know if single core, but dual core older systems. It will run. There are features in there you need to disable and other things that need to be done. If you watch the Windows 10 video, it'll go into some of that when you get to that point. That will help speed up that system, that won't bog it down, that will help you make it hopefully somewhat reasonable. Ultimately, if you can and if it's possible to go to a solid state drive on your computer and to go to Windows 10, you will see a difference you can't believe. It should run basically the same or faster doing that. So that's one of the factors I wanted to bring up with the Windows 7, because that's what I've been doing, upgrading to solid state drives and to Windows 10 on a lot of the systems, because Windows 7 uses a lot more resources and a lot more things, and not Windows 7, Windows 10 uses that more than Windows 7, and it has more security. And the security is running when you're doing other things. So having the solid state drive that does multiple things compared to one as the hard drive does helps you out performance wise. So I want to bring that up with the Windows 7. Of course, I brought it up in all the other videos. I will bring it up in this one. Go to the Microsoft site, get the Windows Media Creator for Windows 10. You download that, you run that, you can do a clean install, create a USB, or upgrade. You can do an upgrade, make sure you follow all the best practices, backups, back up your data, copy data, do whatever you got to do, make sure you're safe in case something weird happens. One of the other factors you may need to do is do a BIOS update. I know a lot of people don't recommend home users to do a BIOS update. Only thing I'd recommend is having a UPS plugged into that computer. So in case you have a power outage, that your computer doesn't shut down during that process. But a lot of times it isn't really necessary. You can research that, figure that out, do your homework. But usually that's what I do. So for Windows 7, if you have the product key, you should be good to go. You want to make sure you have a legal version. Because if you have an illegal version, it may lock you out and you can't activate it. You can't use the features and you can't do some certain things with it. You can go research all the Windows 10 things versus legal and illegal and activated and unactivated Windows 10. A lot of people have a lot of that stuff out there, but they don't tell you this type of information. The Windows 7 information that you can upgrade. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free. It's due to them offering it. When you bought computers, they told you originally you had 1 year to upgrade. Well, what happened was people upgraded, computers crashed, they needed to reinstall, and Microsoft said, no, you're past your 1 year. And they said, no, we bought this and you told us we could upgrade to Windows 10 and it has Windows 10. So they left the back door open for those people, so now everybody can do it. So that feature's there. A lot of people don't realize that. Home users don't realize that. Some IT professionals don't really even know that. Hopefully you knew that and you didn't go out and buy a Windows 10 upgrade or a Windows 10 install and pay the money, $200, $300, or if you bought a license secondhand somewhere for $50 or whatever, so you can do the upgrade. That's why I'm doing these videos, is to kind of protect you and inform you so that you don't go out and spend all kinds of money. So that you don't go out and buy a new computer system for $1,000 because now yours is unsupported. You're not getting updates, you're not getting stuff. Especially the pandemic stuff, money's a little tight right now. Costs of everything went up. Around here, it's a little tight because they raised the minimum wage. Well, that was nice. You raise the minimum wage, but now all the prices have to go up because they raise the minimum wage. So things got tight. You might not have the money to go out and buy a new computer. Well, you might not need to if you just need an OS upgrade. So this is why I'm doing this video, to inform people on the Windows 7. If you're running Windows 7, I'm sure you know it's a great operating system. I'm sure you know there's a lot of benefits. And I wanted to inform people I have not really run into too many problems with Windows 10. It's hard to get this information all in one place. A lot of people will tell you, yeah, you can do this, yes, you can do that, but this and that. But they don't give you the full picture. I want to know from point A to point Z, from start to end, how things are done. Because as a home user or a business user, the worst thing I hate is when they tell you, yeah, it's simple, you just go do this. And I go, oh, let me go see, and that isn't even right. And then you go back and you look, and then it's like, whoa, but that's if you're running Windows 8, it comes up this way. Who nowadays is running Windows 8? Who really ever really ran Windows 8? You were forced to if you bought something with it in it until Windows 10 came out. And I'm sure almost everybody jumped over to Windows 10 right then. If not, and you're one of those unfortunate ones that are still running Windows 8, Windows 7 because you didn't know you can upgrade, here's a video for you telling you you can upgrade. This is how you upgrade. I'm trying to walk you through it and explain it so that you understand it and you know how to do it. There's a lot of websites out there with short little instruction forms, little short things that'll help you walk you through it. I told you this where to go, download it. It's pretty simple. It's click and play. Click and play, pretty much click and run. It'll ask you, do you want to save your files? Do you want to do a clean install? Basically, it'll go online, it'll pull the updates, it'll start getting everything all set. The only thing you have to do is you have to log into your admin account and run that install program that you downloaded, the media creation tool, from the admin account. Hopefully you're following best standard practices and all the logins and all the other videos that I've done that teach you not to be running on your admin account, to have a regular account and an admin account. Once you log into that admin account and you run it, it'll let you upgrade. If you try to run it from the USB at boot up, it will not let you do an upgrade. It wants to do a clean install. So those are some of the little factors I wanted to point out, because you can run across that will give you a headache. Like, well, why ain't this working? Why ain't this working? Why ain't this working? And that's a little simple factor, a little simple thing that they didn't tell you about. Nobody told you about. Simple thing of logging into your admin account or booting to it on a USB. Most Windows upgrades and installs and all of that stuff, when you had the CD versions, you would boot from the CD and do it. This is a little different. So I didn't really touch I mentioned this, but I did not go into that much detail on the other videos, because this is going to be one of the first ones released. I wanted to cover that. The admin account login is different. This is a different, I have to say, generation, different steps. You have to go across that platform again to do your upgrade. It's not that big of a deal, but it is big of a deal, because if you run into it and you don't know about it and nobody's mentioned it, it could be a big deal. You could spend a lot of time trying to figure out, oh, all I had to do is log in as an admin and go in and run it. So, wanted to touch on that and touch base on that so people are aware. Because I found that, and not too many people have really mentioned it. When they show it on the videos, they're in Windows running it. But they don't tell you you need to be in Windows in the admin account and run it. They show you what they're doing, but they don't tell you all of that. So I'm telling you that. Hopefully that gets out. Hopefully that makes people's lives a lot easier. Got a short video on Windows 8, 8.1, but not much detail to go into. Same with this one, because it's out of sport. It's end of life. Basic reason to do this video is to let everybody know it's out of life, out of support, it's unsafe. Make sure you have the latest version and patches and all of this stuff you need to do, because there's a lot going on. You can't get latest and greatest firewalls and virus scans and everything else to run on an unsupported OS, even though they might say they're updating and they might be doing this, they might be doing that. Their virus descriptions and other things might be updating, but how it actually runs and what it watches out for might be completely different. So that's a whole security concern that you might want to be concerned about. Especially home users, you're not aware of these things. You go on there, you do your online banking, you go on there, do your websites, you go on there and look at Facebook or do whatever you got to do as a home user, that's different. But as a business platform, hopefully everybody's taking care of that by now and are on Windows 10 so that you have the latest updates, you have the latest patches, you're safe, you're secure, and you have everything you need. This is why I'm bringing up that video, because I found a lot of people did not really realize that you can still upgrade. And a home user, last thing I want you to do is go out and pay, $1,000, $2,000 for a computer, and then you're online somewhere, and then you see a video, well, you could just do this. And you go, oh man, now I feel stupid because I just went out and bought all this stuff, when all I had to do was this. When in actuality, what I've recommended, you can get a solid state drive for about $80, $150 depending on the size, as long as you have a SATA connector. Change it out depending on the make and model. Some of them already have software that will migrate your information from the one drive to the other. As simple as plugging it in. Maybe if you have to get another cord, whatever you need to do, power splitter, whatever. I'm not recommending anything over $200. You can change your data over, put it in, have a solid state drive. As long as you don't have an old system running IED or something like that, you can put in a new drive. SATA 3 is backwards compatible. So even if you have a SATA 1 or SATA 2 port, SATA 3 will run on it. Won't run as fast, but that's something to be aware of too. If you know you have an older computer that you have a SATA 2, you don't have to go out and buy the highest and greatest SATA 3 drive with the highest speeds, because it's not going to use that. It's going to run at SATA 2. So that's a buyer beware for you. Because I can almost guarantee if you go into a store and say, hey, I got this, I want to upgrade, what do I need? They're going to walk you right over to the $400 drive and go, this is what you need, it's the fastest, it's the greatest, blah, 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 blah. But hardware-wise doesn't support it. So I want to put that out there. Just as a factor. Because they want to sell the greatest and try to show that, they have a good profit margin and all of this. It's business. And if you're a business person, you understand it. Business. As a business person, you understand, okay, he's telling me not to buy that $400 one and buy the $80 one and I should be fine. Woohoo! I get to save money. Home users, same thing. Woohoo! Get to save money. So, that's part of the factors. If you're gaming on it and all of that stuff, that solid state drive will speed it up. Gaming wise, I don't know how much of an advantage it's going to have on an older computer upgrading. Gamers are gamers. Gamers aren't going to be running anything pretty much too old. Now, you can be a gamer and not be these modern day hardcore gamers like me. I play the games on Facebook and play the little games and all of that stuff. I'm not playing the heavy graphics games. I'm not playing all of that stuff. It'll work. It'll be fine. So, that's one of the points I wanted to bring up. But again, if you're a home user still running Windows 7, wanted to bring up this factor. Windows 10 is still a free upgrade. Not that hard. If you have those few things, user account, admin password, you know where to get it now, you know how to do it, do your homework, watch all the other videos. I know I don't have an upgrade video because there's so many other people out there that had it. I was looking at doing one. I might still do one later on. I had to wait till I got all the hardware, all the things that I needed. I finally got all the computers, I finally got the webcam, I got everything to start to do those kind of videos. So it took me some time to get to that point, hardware wise, where I needed to be to do that type of stuff. But I didn't think it was really that relevant for me to show that, because a lot of people that were running 8.1 that really needed to get off of 8.1 had already jumped. Most of the people now that were on Windows 7 that the unsupport kicked in have jumped to Windows 10. Now, doing this summary on Windows 7, going through this Windows 7, hopefully to cover all the other people that didn't know about it, that weren't aware of it, that were kind of thinking about it, that might have been thinking, oh, I have to go buy it. Oh, wait, you don't have to buy it. This is me telling you don't have to buy it. This is me telling you where to get it, how to do it. Do your homework, do your research, do what you got to do. It's there. So I think I'm going to wrap this one up. I hope I covered enough subjects for the Windows 7 because, again, it's unsupported, legacy, old software that I hope everybody has already moved off of, but I'm sure there's probably a lot of home users and a lot of business users still running this because they may be running it on laptops and other things that aren't on the internet. But just to let everybody know, there's a free upgrade. Alrighty, thank you for watching. Leave your comments and everything down below. You know the drill. Thank you.